What is PPF?
Knowingly, unknowingly, the moment we buy a new car and we roll it out of the showroom, some place or the other, the car paint is getting damaged.
I need to accessorize my car now.
I would say it's necessary and it's not an accessory.
Hi, welcome to Unwrapped by Lumar India. Today I have a really special guest with me, Mr. Siddharth Zaveri. He's the marketing director of Gras-i India. So today we're going to talk about why should one opt for a PPF and specifically why Lumar. So hi Siddharth, how are you?
All well, how are you?
Great. So I think we're having this podcast here today for me to understand what PPF is.
Sure.
And I'm sure you're the right person to put some knowledge in my brains of what PPF is and why actually I need to put it in my car.
I'm going to try my best.
Okay, so let's start with what is PPF?
So honestly, it's actually a really simple thing which people overcomplicate. It is like a scratch guard. You know, we had a conversation before about this, and it's actually a very well-engineered scratch guard. Let's put it that way. But paint protection film essentially is a thermoplastic urethane film that basically goes onto the body of a car.
It's quite complicated.
So I am going to go a bit technical, but I think it's needed for you to understand properly. So paint protection film essentially goes onto the paint of a car, right? And it's a transparent sheet of TPU, right? And like the word suggests, paint protection, right? Like it is to protect the original factory paint of a vehicle. So that's what paint protection film essentially does. It protects the original paint of a car.
So say if I buy a car today and I'm just going to use it or I'm just going to drive it for the next 10 years. Okay. And then I'm going to get another car. So what's the point of me getting a PPF?
So that's exactly where the point is, right? Because when you say you're going to keep the car for 5 years or 10 years, whatever duration, ideally you want to resell the car, after the life, right? And you want a good value for the car. So that's where the exterior of the car, as much as the interior and the performance of the car matters, the exterior of the car also matters a lot, right? If you're going to end up selling a vehicle that looks very shoddy on the outside, then you're not going to get, the right resale value. And you know how the Indian roads are. We travel every day, bumpy, and you have cabbies cutting you, rickshawalas cutting you. So some scratch or the other, some damage or the other is inevitable, even without our own faults, right? Even if you've parked, there are some damages that happen. So that's where a paint protection film plugs in, right? I would say it's necessary and it's not an accessory, so to speak, because it's something that kind of keeps the paint flawless for a long time, and you can remove the film anytime you want, right? So if, say for example, 2 years down the line, you've applied a film and there's some damage that happens on the car, you can just peel that film layer off and you'll see that the paint underneath, after some amount of polishing, removal of some glue residue here and there, the paint will be as good as new, right? Ready to be sold. So essentially what it does is it enhances the resale value that otherwise you would have not been able to achieve.
That means I need to accessorize my car now.
Not accessorize it. Like I said, it's necessary, right? It's something that should just blindly...
It's a necessary accessory.
People should kind of do this as soon as they buy a new car because, delaying it, the car's going to get spoiled. And another thing with this is that whenever you repaint your vehicle again and again, whenever there's a scratch, you want to repaint it, right? You'll go to a garage, they'll repaint that panel. But every time you repaint it, what people don't understand is that you're depreciating the value of the actual paint. So you and me probably can't tell. But when there's someone assessing a repainted vehicle, they can easily spot the difference between, something that's OEM paint and something that's a patch-up work that's done, right? And because of that, the resale value drops. PPF helps protect that.
Wow, that's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
While we talk about the PPF industry, there are thousands of dealers with 10,000 different brands. So why should anyone opt for Lumar specifically?
That's a really good question, and 1,000 is an understatement, I think. So a couple of reasons why one should opt for a quality brand, and with Lumar, one evident differentiator is that you have a brand that has been around since more than 50 years, right? So when you're talking about 50 years, it means a legacy. It means knowing what they're doing and what kind of product is coming. And Lumar is one of the biggest manufacturers of film, right? So Lumar's parent company is Eastman Chemicals. It's a Fortune 500 company. And there are very few manufacturers of the film. So while there are other brands, not everyone is a manufacturer. A lot of brands are marketing companies where they source the product from someone else, package it, and then market and sell it as a brand. So here we're talking about someone who produces the films right from scratch, right? With best in class raw materials, all the systems that are there for making a product. So when someone is a manufacturer and after that, when they claim warranties, they mean warranties. When I say the product is manufactured, Lumar has state-of-the-art facilities both in the USA and in Germany. So Dresden in Germany is where the latest plant is set up for specifically paint protection films. But the Martinsville, Virginia plant in the USA is a plant that's been there for ages, right? So maximum of our product comes from the US straight into India. That said and done, us in Gras-i, which is Gras Impex Private Limited, we've been with the brand in India for the past 25 years. That speaks volumes for a distributor. And I'm not trying to, market ourselves. But when we talk about the kind of service levels and support that is needed in this industry, right? You have right from, trained applicators to apply the film, to correctly selling it, to supporting our dealers and customers with actually backed warranties, right? All of this is important. And we've seen players who come representing brands for a year, then they go away. So if, say, for example, you're a customer and you've taken a paint protection film of, say, X brand from a Y distributor, the Y distributor has probably sold it to you via a dealer, but the Y distributor shuts shop and he, in 1 year's time, goes away. And say, for example, there's a problem that comes up in your car with the film on, right? Who will you go to? You will go to the person who's applied it for you.
Yes.
But the person who's applied it for you has taken the product from a Y distributor. And now the Y distributor no longer exists.
Yeah.
So how is he going to support you with, new product needed? So that's where the gap is when I say short term. People don't realize this, but they should opt for a provider who has been in this industry for a long time and who can actually vouch for the warranties that they stand by, right? So that is what Gras-i and Lumar in India can give to customers.
So I have this question for you. Why do people in India need a PPF?
I think the answer is very clear. It happens to us every day when we're driving our cars, right? Like the condition of the roads, the kind of traffic that is there, the pollution that is there out there. So knowingly, unknowingly, the moment we buy a new car and we roll it out of the showroom, some place or the other, the car paint is getting damaged, right? Whether it's your fault or it's not your fault. And I recently bought a new car, and obviously I didn't have a PPF immediately on, I was like, kar lenge.
Yeah.
We only have it, we'll do it, right? But when I took the car out of the showroom is when I actually realized that there's so many hazards that immediately come on the car, right? Like I drove it out of the showroom and then there were potholes. So, in cities in India, it's a no-brainer. You should get a new car PPF as soon as, you hit the road, because even for no fault of yours, the paint can get damaged. And that's where the PPF acts as a shield. It's a thick layer between the hazards outside on the road and the car paint.